Hi everyone, Blake Hero here, and today we have the NAWCQ. I unfortunately didn't do as well as I would have liked to. I would have liked to at least make day 2, but it is a really hard format, and it was the first day of the new with the new info cards, so everybody was kind of figuring out what people were going to do. So I think I had a good game plan, and I just kind of wanted to pass it on to anyone for the new format and anyone that's playing in anything super competitive, especially like anyone going to the EUWCQ. I kind of wanted just to kind of help out everybody. I played against, so I played all 9 rounds because I didn't have the chance to not day 2 to the last round. I played 5 Fiendsmith Snake Eye. I played 2 Timpai, 1 branded, 1 cash. My losses were to 2 of the Fiendsmith Snake Eye players and 1 of the Timpai players. That was my last loss. I think I played as well as I could have. I think given the circumstance, everybody playing Droll, I thought I had good precautions. There's a few changes I'd like to make, but I just kind of wanted to kind of give the community something to at least look at as a base for the next format. All right, so I played 42 cards today. Good list. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I'll just kind of go through the cards as what I would change, for example. So we can just get right into the list. So for the hero monsters, playing the standard 6, 3 Stratos always for me, Neos, Liquids, Shadow Mist, everything was good. I mean, it's very standard. I won't go through the hero stuff too much. 3 Fairs, 2 Increase, 2 Vion, very standard. I mean, I didn't last Nat, so I was able to at least day 2 with 1 Increase, but I don't think it was because of that. I think it was just the format kind of being the way it is. It's really tough. I really felt the difference between the tiered decks and the rogue decks. Like, there's a huge gap if they really know what they're doing. Destiny Hero package, same as always. I was considering maining Dark Angel, but I ended up not. So that is all for the monsters in the main deck. Next up for the engine spells, playing the power spells, of course. Playing the 3 Fusion Destiny, 3 Hero Lives. Always max out on these cards, never anything less. Next up, another change, 3 mass change. So with the amount of people playing Droll and with the amount of people playing targeting hand traps, it seems like hand traps are still the way a lot of people are building the Fiendsmith Snake Eye deck. A lot of them are playing 20 hand traps, and this card just lets you have a way to play through that, as well as like one of my non-engine, and it just kind of allows you to get through those spots, and it also allows you to play through Droll. One of the only ways that can play through Droll is by hard opening this plus a Dark Hero, so I wanted to maximize my chances on seeing that. I almost played Mass Change too, but once you see the side deck, you're going to kind of realize that there's so many cards I wanted to play, but there's only so many slots, so you kind of had to make concessions here and there. So the 3 Mass Change in the main was fantastic. I absolutely loved it today. 1 Poly, 1 Miracle, 1 Roto, 1 Foolish, 1 Favorite Contact. All very, very standard. I mean, this is just kind of like, these are engine requirements. You have to play these. So for the non-engine, I played 10. This is like kind of the main part of the video to watch, I think, because the engine is pretty much the same. I played 3 Droplet, 3 Book of Eclipse, 3 Dark Ruler No More, and 1 Call By. So these are the 9 going second cards I decided, plus the 1 Call By. Call By, of course, because of Droll. I don't think I drew this card actually once today. I mean, yeah, I didn't even draw this card once. But I just wanted to have the best ways of going second. If you combine some of these cards here, you're actually able game 1 to beat the Fiendsmith Snake Eye board, because game 1, they're going to set up the Desiree plus Oppo plus IP, plus they're going to have hand traps in hand. So you need the cards that really trade up incredibly well to be able to have a chance. I broke a lot of boards with combinations of these today. The fact that Book of Eclipse and Dark Lord No More aren't hard ones per turn really helps in playing them at multiples. Droplet is okay seeing multiples because you can just pitch the other one, but these cards being able to be activated more than once a turn made it really beneficial to play through the boards like Desiree, because something that they're doing is they're playing through the first Dark Ruler by using Beatrice. They're sending Black Goat laughs, and because Desiree is able to just target negate, kind of like Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, the Abyss one, I think, they can go chain Black Goat, call, I don't know, if they see I have hero stuff, they might call Ferris, for example, and they chain Desiree to negate the Dark Ruler. So you need to have another one of these cards to force that interaction first, and then you need to have the extra one to actually break their board. So I played these 9. I like Dark Ruler in the main because the way the main deck is constructed, you're still playing the trap card, so you can do, like, you can Dark Lord them, you don't kill them, but if you set up your DP Dark Law and DP Dark Law with the trap, like, I mean, that blind going second, like, you're gonna win that game. So that was my theory with Dark Lord in the main deck. It was pretty good. I actually really like the main deck. I actually don't think I would change anything in the main deck. Extra deck is where I would make a change, maybe. So for the elemental heroes, we'll just go through the standard. We have the standard 5. Nothing has changed. The 5 elemental heroes, this hasn't changed. This is the same. I would not change this ratio at all. I was considering cutting the Ab-Z actually, but I'm really glad I didn't. He came up a lot today, surprisingly. There was a lot of, we got into weird game states where I was able to like liquid draw, and like I drew with like Droplet and be able to summon the Ab-Z and then send away the Ab-Z came up like a lot. So it's just like, Ab-Z is one of the flex spots of the extra deck, but I actually don't think so. I think the more and more I keep playing with it, the more I keep thinking it's mandatory. For the extra deck, here is the, for the mass heroes, we're playing the 2 Dark Law, 1 Blast. This is the one change I would make, so I'll get to it after, but this should have been Bagooska for sure. It should have been 1 Dark Law, 1 Blast, 1 Bagooska. Trust me, play that and you'll have a lot more success. The second Dark Law didn't come up once for me today. It's come up a lot in like locals and stuff, but today it didn't come up once. 1 DP, 1 Dystopia. Obviously DP, best card in the extra deck, but in Dystopia, it is very important to play this because being able to have that extra pop to summon is really helpful in this format, I think. Also, the burn can come up in time. It's one of those competitive events that you just need to have that answer if you need it. Next for the links, I'm playing the 2 Cross, 1 Infernal, 1 Wonder, 1 Dread. Nothing has changed here. Dread is another thing people cut. This card came up for me a lot today. I would definitely not cut it. Like I said, the only change I would make in the extra deck is these are like the flex spots of the extra deck, most people say. I definitely don't think, plus the second Dark Law, these are the flex spots, but these are the 3 I would play, but I would replace the 1 Dark Law with the Bagooska. There's a few games where I got drolled, where I got shifted, that actually might have had me win that match if I was able to play if I had the Bagooska in my deck. It would have came up a good bit, and I actually might have won some more games that I wouldn't have otherwise. But given the tools that I had with my deck building, I think I played as best as I could. But Bagooska would be a change I would make if you're going to the EUWCQ. Okay, so for the side deck, this is the part that's super, super important, I think, for you to do well at any of these big tournaments, is your side deck being like as perfect as it can be. Given the prep time that we had, we didn't know exactly what those decks were going to be doing. The Fiendsmith with the Fiendsmith cards coming in, so we did our best to predict. And I just want to show my findings and what I would change. So I played these 3. I would definitely keep these 3. Dark Angel's insane. I had a few matches I just FTK'd my opponent because I definitely at least played in the side. Rivalry and Gozen are just very, very good cards, and you need a way to slow them down. Now with the with the access of the light fiend monsters into the Snake Eye deck, they have another way. This floodgate can really, really damper them, and if you can floodgate them out, then you have like, that's how you win those games, is by floodgating them out. So just giving you another way that it's like a standalone card. That's just that. It was definitely necessary. And even if they link away the Angel for Anima under Gozen, that's fine, because they at least have a Dark on field and they can't go to the Fire or the Light monsters, so they can only summon Witch, basically. Next is Droll and Nib. So we shout out to Drew. Me and him built most of this list. At least the side deck he helped me out a lot on. He was telling me that basically the Fiendsmith Snake Eye deck, what they're doing post side is they're sending Angel of Blue Tears, and then they're Lacrima burns for 12. So they're using the Angel Blue Tears to set D-Barrier from their deck, and we needed a way, because like there's no shot we can win post side if they D-Barrier plus they have like their board. Like it's impossible to win. So I needed a way to like basically be able to stop them from getting to the Beatrice part. This card was not great, honestly, for me. There might be a better card you could like pair with for the Fiendsmith Snake Eye matchup. It can work if you high roll it, but like, I don't know. I want another card that actually answered the Beatrice, because the Beatrice FTK post side is really how they're going to win a lot of games, and you have to stop that and break their board, so it's really hard, but you need to draw one of these 6. You just nib them whenever they have the Fusion and the Phoenix Engraver on, the 2 level 6s, you can nib them there, and they can't get to Beatrice that way, so. Yeah, Droll probably should have been something else. Droll's really good into the U-Bell Feastsmith deck, but I didn't play a single one, so I mean, if in hindsight, it was bad for me, but it could be good if you play a lot of the U-Bell one. Nib is just better against the Feastsmith Snake Eye, but regardless, I just wanted cards that stopped me from getting FTK'd.
Why are those Nibs QCR though?
I'm 4. More breakers. Playing 2 Thrust, 2 Storm, and Regeki. So the Thrust is like mandatory, I think. Like, it sucks because if you get Drolled going second, the problem is there's not many cards that actually answer that. The deck doesn't have the non-engine spots to be able to play the it doesn't have the non-engine spots to be able to play the crossout going second to be able to cross out the Droll. So if they start plus do full combo and they have Droll, I mean, unfortunately, you probably lost anyway. It's kind of one of the things that, like, you're going into it kind of knowing that. So, but if they don't, this card lets you play through anything that they potentially set up. Storm was really good in Regeki of being an extra pair of like the breakers I was talking about earlier. So they're really good with pairing with these. With these 9, usually I was taking out the Eclipse. And I was taking out the Trap, Neos, and Call By, and a few other cards, like maybe the 3rd Stratos, to fit in these breakers, plus these 6 going second. So your deck's going to look something kind of like this post side. You need to draw one of these, and you need to draw 1 to 2 of these. It's really difficult, but this was like the best chance I thought that we had to be able to beat the Feastsmith Snake Eye deck going second. But you still have to, the problem that I was running into was that you still have to deal with their hand traps, and sometimes that's just too much. Like, I was able to answer the board in one of my games that I played. We had a really good match, but I could answer his board, but I could not answer his hand traps also in hand. So, and the Regeki's really cool. It's just another thing to grab off a Thrust. Once you lower their board, they're not making Oppa. They're not making Oppa with IP anymore. So if they don't make Oppa with IP, you can Regeki clear most of their stuff. And if they have like the Desiree, and they try to negate the Regeki, for example, you can just go chain the Droplet, send the Regeki, send something else from hand, and you just stop their you just clear their whole board. They can't even chain like Flamberge or anything there, so because you sent like a monster. So that's pretty cool. And the last card in the side was the Barrier. I wanted something more for going first into Tenpai, so I knew they would probably tell me to start. I actually lost my last round because he started on Tenpai and he kind of mind gamed me, which is pretty smart. He played very well, so he deserves it. But like, you play these because you want FTK for them because they're playing Shifter Droll to FTK you going second. So you want a way if they do that you can FTK them back by setting the Barrier. And that's pretty much the list. I wouldn't change. I don't think I'd change anything about the side deck. Maybe Regeki could be something else, but I honestly liked the side deck. I think it flew very. It was able to flow very well together. Like I said, the only thing I might change is a Droll for something else. I don't know what. It was just really not good for me today. You Droll them, they end on they still end on a very formidable board once you Droll them. Depending on how they open, they're still able to summon up. They're still able to do Oppo and IP. Plus, they have hand traps in hand, and this is one of the cards in your hand. And maybe I just wanted a better way to deal because this never dealt with the Beatrice. They were always able to summon Beatrice after I Drolled them. So maybe I was just unlucky, but I don't know too much about. I don't know enough about the deck to say if Droll always stops them from getting the Beatrice. But I want something that guarantees stops the Beatrice. And that is pretty much the deck list. I had a good time. It was a good event. I think I did the best out of any of the other hero players. I'm not 100% on that. I'm like 99% sure though. I didn't see anyone else playing it. I won a written feature, which is really cool. I'll probably link that in the description. And yeah, I mean, that's it. Thank you all for watching, and I wish y'all best of luck in this format until we get a ban list. It's really, really difficult, but you know, I think with a few changes to this list, I think it's really close to being able to at least make a deeper run into these giant tournaments like this, because this is the biggest tournament of the year. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and peace.